Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you are. My name is Thomas Altenberger, also known as Mr. Helmut, and welcome to this new weekly stream. As you may or may not know, every week, every Wednesday, we try to stream games that we like or that maybe influence us. And today's game is going to be D4, which stands for Dark Dreams Don't Die, and it's a really special game. This game has a very special development story. Well, I'll just explain. So I'm just trying to catch up first for the chat, saying hi to everybody. So, by the way, if you see program gaming Twitch, yeah, there's a question that comes relatively often, asking if we are going to stream some development about our game on Twitch. For now, we don't know, but we are totally open to this. We still don't know if it's something that people are expecting, and but yeah, that's something that we are totally up to, and that's probably going to happen in the near future when we are going to have something more relevant to show and about coding and stuff. But for now, it's still maybe a bit early, but maybe we are going to stream something like once per week during our office hour, and we'll try to do that. Okay, so today's game, it's called D4. It's if you know me a bit, you may know that I'm a big fan of story games, and D4 is one of them. It's latest work that got published, and it's a very strange game because at first it was a Xbox One exclusive title that was supposed to be a Kinect game, an episodic Kinect game, and it didn't sell well. There only was, I believe, one season of the game. The game is not finished, and it got ported to PC with a mouse controller. You will see that the controls of the game are a bit weird because the game was a Kinect game, so it plays a bit like a Kinect game, but with a mouse, like if controlling a mouse was making gestures if you had a Kinect. So I'm going to start the game from the beginning. So as you see, there's only 2 episodes, and the game ends on a cliffhanger, and there's never going to be a new episode of the game. So the series got totally cancelled following the commercial failure of the Kinect for Xbox One.
David.
So the introduction is a bit.
This is a story of a man.
Is a bit weird. You're going to see.
Very
Just going
strange
to
fate.
let the introduction play.
Hey, look. It's like I've grown wings.
Yeah, and let me know if the sound is fine, if you can hear the voice and also mine over the game. So the introduction of the game is a bit weird. You're going to hear me say the word weird a lot during this stream, I believe. That's something that is, in all of Story's game, you're going to have a lot of weird things going on, and that's really like a signature move of Story. And I love all of this game, and I can't wait to try his future game. His next game is actually on Kickstarter, If you go on Kickstarter and look for a game that is called The Good Life, it's a game about a reporter that gets stuck in a small city where there is a terrible accident, and you end up trying to discover what happened to someone. And the town has something very special because every inhabitant of the town transformed into cats or dog at night. So yeah, it's weird, but it looks cool. And so this game, Dark Dreams Don't Die, it's about a detective who is able to, when he touches certain objects, certain item, he can dive in the past of the owner of this object and interact with people like if he was really there. And other than this, all the character of the game are really special. And Story has a very peculiar way at approaching game design because it's very centered around the little things of life, and well, you'll see. So this is a flashback of a previous event. So the game plays a lot like a point-and-click game. You have simply a mouse cursor and you click where you like to go. So this is introduction. I'm just going to try to skip it. So I'm meeting with a white owl, and I can grab it or push it. There's not so many actions there. It's simply an introduction to serve as a tutorial of the game. And I'm going to push this white owl. So if the graphics of the game are looking not very sharp, know that the game is actually not looking any better than this. There is a loss of quality because of my connection, but the game is not known to be a very cool game in terms of the graphics. But there's also something that is similar to every other story games. It's not the execution that counts, but really everything else. The ideas, the characters, the story, and all the little things that you can do that there is very special. So this is our main character. And right now he's falling because he just finished diving into the past of an object. And yeah, he just fell into his bathroom. Okay, I just have to shake the mouse, and this is a typical type of Kinect interaction. There's a lot of interaction like this one in the game, and it's mostly because that it was a Kinect game.
I didn't see you again this time either. Little Peggy.
So our main character,
My name is David Young.
yeah, it's David.
Former knock with the Boston PD.
So it's an ex-cop.
And now a detective who searches the past. My likes include 100% de agave tequila. My dislikes are mainly drugs and chewing gum. Two years ago, someone killed my wife. Since then, I've been using every second of my life to solve a case. Using a certain, very special power.
So his special power is to be able to dive in past of object. And he got his special power since his wife died. And so here you can just grab some items.
My head is full of memories of my wife. And the bullet that robs me of them. What happened in this place? On that day.
So the story seems to be revolving around what happened to his wife and why he has his special power. But you don't know in the end of the game because there is a lot of content missing from the game. And the game just finished in a cliffhanger where you are about to know a bit more why
No results this time either.
what he's experiencing
This
and
case
what
is incomplete.
he's trying to work on as some link with the murder of his wife. So you can look around, you can just do a lot of things in the game. You can save the game by using the phone.
Did you hear about David's wife? Man, they were just married, too.
In the game, you are going to
was revenge for one of his
to
investigations.
work for the
Sure sounds
police
like the way they
to search
operate.
some
Sending a
some
deadly
criminal
message.
affairs, and they're going to be a friend of David that's going to drop by, who's still working at the police for the police, and is asking David to investigate on special case that haven't been able to found a conclusion, because David has the special power to dive in the past of objects. So the detective brings you objects, and then you dive into the past of these objects and just try to figure out what's going on and what happened. So there is also a special vision that allows you to see all the items that you can highlight or grab. So there's a lot of gesture, like mouse movement and so on, and they really were designed for the Kinect. So it's a bit painful at times, but there is nothing really complicated or too impactful for the game. It's really a game that plays like really like point and click. Okay, so what should I do to just move on with the story?
What am I doing?
Okay, let's try to eat something. There's a letter on the table, I believe. What's this? Nothing special. Okay, and David is still investigating on the murder of his wife.
I have no memories of that day. When I came to, I was already lying in the ICU. The only thing I do remember are the words that little Peggy whispered as she died. Look for D. Who is D? Those words keep spinning in my head.
So D is supposed to be connected to the killer of of the wife of David, and there is a lot of weird things that are
At the time,
going on in the game
no
because a
compelling
lot of
evidence.
things are going to
Case
be
hit a dead
involved
end.
with the letter
I quit
D.
the BPD.
There's a lot of people that
However,
have the name starting with D or key element
Under
of the
right
stories that are
circumstances,
names
I
starting
now
with
have
D.
the capability to solve even
So
a dead-end case.
they all seem to be connected, so it's very strange. Okay, so this is another kind of silly type of
I'll
Kinect
do everything
integration.
in my power to find this D. I swear I will. And when I do, oh, Peggy. Amanda?
So that is another strange thing going with the game. It's just just go back. David live with Amanda, who's basically a girl that thinks that she's a cat. And here you have a few like quick time events that ask you to do some mouse gesture, and well, that's really some Kinecty stuff. So you have to grab it here. The game seemed to be way more easier with the mouse than it was back when it was a Kinect game.
This is Amanda. She just suddenly started living here one day. She sometimes goes out and gets food for us. And that's something of a lifeline for me, as I don't really go outside. Just who she is, though, well, my memory holds no answers.
So yeah, he's living with someone and don't know who she is, and she doesn't speak, and she basically acts like a cat.
Yo, David, everything shipshape?
And this is his friend.
I'm tired. I was about to go to sleep.
Sleep? You look ready for a coffin.
Forrest Kaysen, a detective with the Boston Police Department, and my former partner. He still helps me out nowadays in my search for Dee. He's both a client and a source of information. He gets whatever I need.
So his friend Forrest is the guy who give him hints about the murder of his wife, and in exchange, David work for Forrest by diving into the past
Fighting with
of
Diana again?
items that he brings to investigate on case that can't find any conclusion
Don't
by
come and
normal
see
ways.
me Actually means get right over here. But then leave me alone just means
And there is
leave me
a
alone.
central
How am I
focus
meant to
on
make sense
food
of that?
in this game, and in
Tell
most of
David,
Swery's
please.
game, like eating food is not very useful to the gameplay, and
Coffee from
but
a different place
it's
can be
very
nice once in
part
a
of the
while.
game design of just
Once in a
experiencing
while.
the
All
daily
time
life.
is more like it. I was a fool.
And there is a lot of that in most
Diana,
of
so
Swery's
Once Dee was the
games.
mighty grizzly, detective among detectives. Now he's more like a big teddy
What's
bear.
the point of the place?
Teddy, what's this?
So, tell me, David, have you heard the news about that airplane accident, huh?
Access Gate Airways Flight 117, struck by unexplained lightning? No one's talking about anything else right now.
So that is going to be the main
We might be
investigation
looking at the real
of the
deal.
game.
I've got the good stuff.
There is an
this
airplane
time.
that has been struck by lightning, and when this happened, people disappeared from the airplane, and just like this, and then did not reappear. And so that's a big mystery. There is a lot of things going on. So you are going to dive into the past of objects that have been owned by people who traveled in this airplane, and trying to investigate while being on this airplane. So
passenger simply vanishing from an aircraft mid-flight. Does that sound possible to you? Antonio Zapatero, otherwise known as Rabbit. He's
So
a
this
courier
is a guy
and
that
carries real blood.
is going to disappear.
This one promised
Who has
to
disappeared?
provide evidence after being brought to Boston. Evidence
And he's a
that
drug
may
dealer.
well have led to the ID of the source of real blood. But then the lightning struck, and in the confusion, he vanished.
He escaped somehow?
No. When I say vanished, that's pretty much what I mean. Like something out of a magic act.
So, clue me in. What makes this one the real deal?
The name of the boss he was going to give up apparently starts with the letter D. This courier might
So
have had
Forrest
evidence
is
revealing
saying
the
to
identity
David
of
that
D.
the person,
So, interested yet?
there is someone with a name starting
Let
with
me
D
ask
that is
you
involved.
again.
And like I said, there is a lot of thing with the
Passenger
later
simply
D
vanishing from an
that
aircraft
is going
mid
to be linked to the story and so on.
Does that sound possible
But
to you?
at this point, you don't really know if Forrest is trying to manipulate his friend into investigating this case by just saying him that there is a D later somewhere.
No, it's impossible. There's someone pulling the strings behind this mystery.
Right on the money, David.
And so now
Third
he's,
party
I
most
think he's going to
likely
try to
used the
find
confusion
an
to
object
spirit the
to
courier
give
away.
to David.
Lots of people
So
want
David
the
could
evidence
just
he was carrying.
dive in the past of this object. And here it is.
From the evidence I was able to bring, this particular item is the most interesting. The owner of that badge was involved in this incident. Well,
No doubt about it. This is a memento.
So this
Great.
is actually
It's yours
one
then.
of the items that you
let's
can dive
hope
into.
it's the last one you'll ever need.
So it's a badge of a marshal. And now we are going to go into the bathroom. And I believe try to dive into this item. If I can do that already.
Teddy. Thanks for all the help.
Ah, no problem, David. We're partners. You may have quit the force, but that fact won't change. Hell, if you trace it all the way back, if I hadn't asked you to join up in the first place...
Teddy.
No.
Okay, now we're going to just dive into the object.
Don't give me that look, Amanda.
And I don't
Just
know
trying
how
to
they
give him a
just can
reason
get
to
along
live.
with this girl. Who's basically a cat and living here without asking if she can. Okay,
Little
now
Peggy.
let's
Time has
dive
been
into
frozen
the
for me
past and
since
go
that
into
day.
that airplane.
Will I see you this time?
And here we go. And that's the end of the introduction of the game, of the prologue. And so now we're going into the first episode. And like I said, there's only 2 episodes of the game, and each episode ends with a cliffhanger. And the second episode is the last one, and the story is absolutely not complete, and that's because the game was completely canned after the poor sale of the Kinect for Xbox One. And that's a shame, because it's a game that had the potential to be a very cool game with a cool story and a lot of weird things. So I'm just going to replay an episode and go into episode 1. So we're going to catch up right after the prologue ends.
David.
And
This
right here
is a
it's
story
starting back
of a man
with the introduction,
with a
which
very
I
strange
don't know why.
fate.
It should just bring me to the episode,
Look,
or is it just
it's
the
like
opening?
I've grown wings.
Yeah, I believe it's the opening. I hope it won't bring me back to the prologue. Okay, yeah. Episode 1. So that's a good thing. And here we are.
The
He
laboratory
dived in the past
on an airplane.
and is
Another
now
successful dive.
on the airplane.
Bunch of memories called mementos. Allows me to dive into
Yeah.
the past.
So he touched the badge of the marshal that was on this airplane, and now
The day little Peggy
he's
was
in the
killed,
past.
I survived.
I'm not sure if
Miraculously,
he's
somehow.
in the skin of the
In
marshal,
exchange for
or
losing
if
my memory,
people are going
I
to
gained
talk
his
to him
power.
like if he was the marshal. I can't remember. Or
That has to be a sign of
we'll
something.
figure this out.
The past will surely tell me the truth.
And that's his power up. So he goes into the past and he tries to figure out what's going on and just work on unresolved
Look.
case.
For the... I can't get a voice out of my head. Who killed her? Just who is Dee? The only way to silence that voice is to change my fate.
Okay, and he thinks that by going into the past, he would eventually meet with people that have link with the person who eventually killed his wife, and that maybe he can change the
Vanishing from an
past
airplane
by
during a flight?
going himself into the past.
That's
So
possible. There's gotta
So
be
now we are
something
going to
missing.
meet with all the passengers of the airplane, and each of them has a different story and
okay?
some quest to do, and maybe
Little Peggy?
Sir, are you okay? You
so
look
he
like you've
just
just seen a ghost.
sold his wife into this person. Okay, oh, she and I'm sorry. Where should we going? Okay, let's go with the obvious answer.
My apologies, Olivia. You just look so much like an old girlfriend of mine.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just for a second, I actually thought little Peggy had come back to life.
I have to get back to work.
Sure, no problem, Olivia.
Just one thing, sir. You're surely aware that we carry a passenger list aboard.
Huh. Memorized it, have you?
Oh, hello,
We
Dark
don't
Wolfie.
take kindly to
Yeah,
stowaways,
I
if
forgot
that's
to
what you
change
are.
the game, but
A stowaway,
going
am
to
I?
try that.
Well, Miss
I
Olivia
don't
Jones.
yeah, it's recognized. D4, Dark Dreams
Maybe
Don't
you're
Die.
on to me.
But thankfully you can edit that after the end of the stream. You can just take a replay and change the game. But yeah, thanks for making me notice this. Okay, so I'm just trying to go there, and now that I'm in the plane, I can just move around and try to meet with the passenger. So this guy is very important to the story. I'm just trying to so he's an FBI agent and is transporting the guy that disappeared, I think.
You're a United States Marshal. You're transporting.
Oh no,
key
it's a marshal.
witness,
It's a
but reading a completely different
it's
file.
a marshal that
Does that
got
just
killed.
mean you're
He
passionate
got
about
killed,
your
I believe,
job?
during the flight,
Or
and that's the
Is
badge
there
that we used to
something else
dive
going
in.
on here?
You. What are you doing here?
Derek Buchanan, United States Marshal.
And that's a
The owner
very
of the
strange
memento
aspect
I
of the
used to
game
get here.
because David is
Along with
capable
a
to
name that
dive
starts
into the
with D.
past of
2 signs I can't
some
ignore.
items,
I
and
said I'd kill you if I saw
he
you
can
again.
just interact
Dinner
with
boy?
people
It
like
seems we've
if he
already
was
met
there.
somewhere.
Was I offside?
Quit your jabbering. Why do you keep sticking your nose into this case?
So this marshal
I've
looked
got
like
a question for you
really
too.
cold-blooded.
Why do you only
and it's going to be
investigate cases
a
related
bit
to
difficult to
real
talk
blood?
to him. And that's the guy
Antonio Rabbit
who
Zapatero,
disappeared,
dealer of the
and
drug
we need
called
to
Real
figure out
Blood.
why and how
Apparently,
he
He
disappeared.
also has evidence that could lead to the identity of D. If that's true, it makes him the most important person on this flight.
Yeah, I might know
really
who
have
is
a
D,
death
and D
Don't
is
you?
supposedly
Yeah,
the
you
man
Might
who
be the one who
killed
dies.
the wife of David.
How dare you?
You should get out as quickly as you can. I'll keep the fountain pen to remember you by.
So Navayev is pen, and it's an item that you can use to dive in the past too. So that's very strange because David seemed to be able to bring objects from the past to the present. So I'm going to move forward if my mouse will let me do so. So
I know I heard
But of course.
again. I know I heard.
okay, here's a couple more character. I can go pass through because there is a scout, but there should be people I should be able to talk to here. Oh, I don't have any stamina left. That's another strange thing of the game because you have some stamina and you have to eat stuff to regenerate your stamina, and if you don't do so, it's game over. So that's basically how you lose in the game.
These look like souvenirs from the trip.
So I found some food here, but there's nothing interesting here, and I just want to go back. Okay, let's just... There's nothing over here. Is there anybody I can talk to? They seem to be normal passengers. There's nothing to interact with them. I'm going to try to talk to Olivia.
Is anything the matter?
You mentioned a passenger list?
Oh, I'm sure it's just my mistake.
You really do have it memorized?
I thought I did, but I'm still new at this job. It's probably just my mistake. I'm sorry I said anything.
So you have two options. I can ask her about the marshal or about someone else. I don't know who that
You
is.
called me a stowaway, didn't you?
Ah, it's just about himself.
My apologies for that, sir.
What did you mean?
Nothing really. No deep meaning.
Nothing at all?
I must apologize if I have upset you. I didn't mean to. I'm truly very sorry.
Okay, and what does he say about the
Is
marshal?
it true that there's...
Why would you ask such a thing?
I heard some of the other crew talking. Let's hope she buys that.
I have no idea.
Okay,
No
but we
idea at
already
all?
found the marshal,
Is
so
Even
there's
why would
no point here talking to her. But now that I have talked to her, I think I can go further, or I hope so. Or maybe I can just talk again to the marshal.
I want to talk to him.
No way. Get lost.
Okay, I can
I
talk
need
to
to
the
do
marshal, I
something
can
about this
talk to
tough guy
Antonio.
first, then.
I need to figure out how to move forward. And I can't
I know I heard.
talk to them.
I know I heard.
Hmm.
Okay, that's weird. I don't know what to do.
Snow on the front, cherry blossoms on the back. They change them according to the season?
It isn't totally
So that's going to be a
but
very
hardly
interesting detail for the
avant-garde,
investigation.
now, is it? I'd expect no
And that's
fluff
one of
coats,
the
of course.
weirdest
Would it have
character
killed
of
them
the
to use a
game.
little real stitching? Honestly.
And who might you...
He's a fashion designer,
Uninspired.
and
Suki, baby. What do
he
you
always
think?
has with him
Dress all the
Tsuki,
seats white,
which
crown them with a
is
single pink stag beetle?
well,
Oh, yes! Or maybe
like you
change
see,
all
it's
the
it's pretty
black
weird.
lights, but not too dramatic. Just plain
Does
straight.
your mannequin ever reply?
She's not a mannequin. She's my partner.
She is?
So he
She
always
is.
has his
I'm
partner,
Duncan.
his mannequin Tsuki,
And this
with him.
is Suki. We're top fashion designers, the both of us.
So that's quite possibly the weirdest thing about the
This
game.
guy's also a D.
And another character
Some people
with
just
his
don't
name
get it,
starting with
no
the
matter
letter
how
D.
many times you tell them.
My bad. I'm sure. Can I ask you something?
I don't need your opinion. After all, I have Suki. The sunglasses in particular are strikingly progressive, don't you think? This is avant-garde. The epitome of my
So,
next theme.
the avant-garde. It's well, something he's going to say a lot. It's just his fashion style. Okay, the cart
block of
moved.
The aisle has been moved. Now I can expand my search area a little wider.
And now I believe I can talk to new characters, a woman.
Hmm?
4,539.
Yeah, this girl.
4,540? There's something fishy going on here.
It's like the perfect
Is there a problem?
The
complotist.
west side window. The sun's setting there, so that's the west. The west side window, the angle of the setting sun, that is the left side in regard to our direction of travel. That window right there, that window made a noise, didn't it? You heard it, right? I have to inform Dr. Johnson. Going to Washington, D.C. by plane. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
She has her name written on everything she owns.
So
She's a
another
D2?
character with the letter
This
D.
is so bad. This plane is going down.
It's okay. There's no problem.
Oh, shut your mouth. There were lightning strikes on the flight over. There's most definitely a problem. The window will keep on creaking.
And sure, she
Suddenly
noticed
it
the
will
lightning,
break. We'll
the
turn
lightning
like
strike,
crazy. Lightning will hit us again. A direct hit.
and she's predicting that the lightning
Yes,
will hit.
lightning. It'll blow an engine up this time, that's for sure. And what happens then, Mr. No Problem? This plane won't be flying anymore. You agree with me now, right? This plane is going down.
No. This plane didn't crash.
Well, and David knows that the plane didn't crash.
Did it crash? Did it? How the fuck would you know that? Who the hell do you think you
Is
are?
there a problem, madam?
This dumb shit here is fucking with me. I told him the noise the window is making is bad news. I told him.
Well, madam, I'm sure you did. Very well.
I just...
Please allow me to
It's
handle this.
Unbelievable.
Well, let me see now. Mr. Young wasn't
So the steward is
I have to admit,
the
didn't
suspect number
expect
one
to ever see
because
you again.
he has a typical
I can't imagine why.
bad guy face, and it's all cocky. And he's taking drug because this is the drug that is all about in this game. It's called real blood, and it makes people stronger.
You are quite the stubborn mule. The type who won't stay dead even if he gets killed, maybe. Oh, I wonder.
So he's way too strong for me.
If you're going to cause trouble, I may have to eject you from the game.
Trouble? Me? Your watch was about to fall off. It looks expensive, so I didn't think you'd want to lose it. I'm just a polite,
I
helpful
can't remember
passenger.
if there's going to be a fight right now, but there
Look,
are a
ref,
couple fights in,
If you're gonna
in
bench
the
anyone,
game.
bench her.
And I heard it. And if you don't listen to me, I don't know what I'll do. Just listen.
Now I've got 3 people with names that start with D.
So there's basically 3 culprits.
Deborah
Culprit, not
Anderson,
culprit, but
Duncan, and Derek Buchanan.
suspicious people.
To be honest, I still don't know if any one of them is who I'm after. But there's a bag load of room for suspicion. Isn't that right?
So I'm going to have to investigate on these 3 people. And I'm going to try to figure out if I can move forward in some way. Because I'd like to show you at least the end of the first episode, if I can.
This is business class. I cannot let you through.
What if I push the point?
Moving a guard dog requires some bait. A disturbance should work.
Okay, let's do something to disturb the plane so that he just move around. And there is a cat. With a cat you can... It's like a shop. You can buy food and so on to increase your stamina. And what's my stamina right now? I don't know where to see that. But I suppose it's going to be okay.
Ah, the luggage is hitting it. That's what's making the windows squeak.
Oh my.
This door makes the window creak. I can...
Okay, now I know what is making the noise, so maybe I can reassure the girl here. I can't remember her name.
Why don't people understand?
Okay, window noise.
The window?
Okay, hot stuff. Let me ask you then. You're saying it doesn't bug you at all? It's making sounds. What'll
But
happen?
I
The plane
know
will...
what's
How?
going on
If she
with
is
it.
D, then just what is she planning?
Hey, you. Will you go and check that all the other windows are okay?
Excuse me?
So
I'd
she's
love to
asking
do it
me
myself,
to
but
check
I
on
can't.
all the
So I
windows,
bet
but
they-
no, I
Oh.
don't think I'm going to
I
do
can-
that. Emergency inspection.
Oh, here's
Okay.
where
Looks
It's
like
not-
I'm going to have to check on
If
the
you-
windows.
Go get to work. Ready? Set? Go, 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 go!
Okay, there's even a mini game where I have to go around and investigate as many windows as I can, but I don't even know how I can do that. There is 10 windows and I just can't click on them like that. Just this is a pretty boring mini quest. Okay, here there is a window here. There's no window here. Okay, I have 4 more windows to check. Let's see if I can get them. Nothing here. Ah, 1, 2. And okay, here we go.
That's a pretty good workout.
Excellent. None.
Okay, I've completed 1 quest.
I would have done better when I was
The safety.
good. Glad.
So I'm
There's
trying to
still
skip
plenty.
all of this just to see if I can just move forward
You
with the story.
What? I check. Sure. I need you to go. Ready? Set.
What?
Move.
What is she? No, I don't tell me that I've started yet another story. No, I give up. Yeah, I give up.
You're
I
going.
don't want
You
to do that.
other-
Let me take a break. Yeah, I just answered the
Oh.
wrong thing before. Okay, let's try to figure out.
looks like the emergency door is causing the window to squeak.
Yes, that's what I figure.
This door makes the window creak. I can use this to make that nervous wreck go into overdrive.
Oh, okay. So I need something. I need to do something about the window. I'm
This
just going
door
to push.
Makes the window creak.
Yeah, because I've grabbed the window,
Use
but now
this to make that nervous wreck
I'm
go
trying.
into
I will try to
overdrive.
push this, just to make the noise. Yes, that's it.
Is not acceptable. This is. No, I will not. I can't take
Sure,
any more
she's
of this.
She's getting berserk, and Philip is going to take care of her, and I will be able to
Are
go
you
past
saying
him.
these window noises are all in my head? Are you? Dumb fuck! I thought you were a nice gentleman.
Madam,
you think
I
I'm just
assure
some
you I think
complainer?
nothing
Some
of the-
lawsuit seeker? Do you? This is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable! Show me your name tag. Show it to me! Employee number D-3582? I've burnt it into my forebrain. Once I'm home, yes, I am going
Okay,
to
move
sue
her
you.
around,
I
Juliet.
have never been so
Oh.
mad in my life. But I'm just
Okay,
practicing what
he's
I
managing
preach.
to calm
As
down.
you
Can't you understand that?
However,
But just let me
perhaps
go
if
past
we
Is there
change your
any way
smoke
I can
field,
talk to your manager?
I'm sure the sound
I've
of windows
been
would not
counting
annoy you in,
each
say,
and every.
business class.
Hmm?
The seats are very fluffy, too.
Okay, he's proposing her to go into
That's
to change seat
class.
to
It is,
business class.
madam. I could show you to your seat.
One where I can't hear the windows.
No
creaking.
nasty window noises in business.
Well, I
If you'll just allow me to explain the procedure for your upgrade.
suppose that could be okay.
Oh, the doctor. So now the game is getting even weirder because of this guy. This guy seems to be only appearing to
What
David,
the fuck?
and it's a surgeon, who's like just playing with scalpels.
In the instant I
And it
saw that
appears
man,
in
scar on my
a
forehead
few
started to
places
drop.
in the game,
It's never
and
happened before.
he
What's
says
going on here?
cryptic things, but he seems to be a central character, either about the case or about David, but you don't know even by the end of the game.
What are you doing here?
Oh no, these are not scalpels, just a fork and a knife.
This big fella, I've met him before somewhere, but I can't remember.
So it's
where.
someone from the past of David, and is appearing
My scar is
into
desperately trying to tell me
where
that
he
knows
died
something.
into past. Okay, and here's the lightning, and where the lightning struck, it's the moment when the guy disappeared. So the man who disappeared seems to be actually in the bathroom, and there's a marshal, but he's trying to get him outside. Okay, so the marshal seems to...
Fucking with my fake eye, weren't you? Trying to take it while I was sleeping? Is that your ass or your head? No more messing!
Ah yeah, and I think they are going to be a fight now.
More lightning? Bad! Real bad! Bolt! I said! You're never, ever, ever gonna get my fake guy! Didn't I, bitch?
So this seems to be how the marshal go down. And that's the weird part about the game, because David was not in the plane in the past, but when you dive in the past you just interact with the character like if you were there, so the character recognized you, and there is actually, you can interact with them, and there is even a fight that would probably not happen if David was not here. So it's pretty easy to move around with the mouse and do this, and like I said, it's a game that was initially designed for the Kinect, and they just ported to PC as is, with a gameplay that is pretty similar to the Kinect version, but it's played with a mouse.
I need it! Are you serious? It's so silly! Then I'll just have to take it by force! Hot beverage? If you really do know who D is, I'll...
Okay, looks like I didn't manage to do this very well. But this is where the lightning is going to strike. Oh no! They're so cute!
Yeah, things just got serious.
Oh no, he's using the leg of Suki.
I'm knocking this one out of the park.
This is ridiculous. Okay, and Alfonso has a fake eye, so there's something going on with his fake eyes
This
too.
is how you use a megaphone.
Okay, and here I just had to shake my mouse, but on the Kinect version of the game you had to really shout.
Maybe, but that doesn't matter. What do you know about D? Tell me! That really hurt!
gonna kill you now!
Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, right click, and here we go.
So hand it over! Hand over!
Okay, this is the final blow. Oh. Ouch, ouch. And I believe this is the end of the first episode. There's going to be the lightning strike, and Alfonso will disappear. There we go. Okay, the fight continues.
Now I've got you! Can't vanish now, can you?
Don't move! Let him go!
Olivia?
I warned you. We don't take kindly to stowaways. Just... who are you?
And here we go. The lightning strike. So this is the key event of the investigation. Yeah, it's the end of the episode. And what is going to happen is just going to give you... I know it keeps going. So yeah, now everything seems fine. Alfonso has disappeared. The plane is not crashing anymore. And everybody seems alright. But there is a lot of stuff that changed in the plane. There are still the suspicious man.
Rabbit? The courier, he vanished?
Yeah. So Alfonso has disappeared. He was just here. And now there is a part where you have to investigate, find evidence and things that are going to help you to piece everything together. But I'm going to stop the stream here for today. I hope it gave you a good first look at the game, but unfortunately what you just saw, it's basically almost half of all the game. We almost finished the first episode, and there are only 2 episodes on the game, and there are never going to be any new episodes. So that's a shame. There was a lot of some cool new ideas in this game. The story seemed very intriguing. In the second episode, there is stuff going on with Philip. There is people that have other identities, and that's really something that is similar to other game by Swery, because it really tells you that people are not what they seems. It's something very close to Twin Peaks, if you know this show. And like in Deadly Premonition, every people seem to be having a normal life, but they all have some secrets and other kind of life. And in the game, it seems that the lightning strike is the key event that make people different, or making you see them from another angle. And that's pretty much about it. And if you were intrigued by this game, I can only encourage you to look into other games from Access Game and from Swery, like Deadly Premonition, and maybe to look forward to the next game of Swery, which is right now on Kickstarter, and it's called The Good Life. So thank you for dropping by and for this new Wednesday stream, and I hope to catch you on next week and maybe on a future stream of game development, and we'll see that at a later time. So thank you very much and have a good day. Bye bye.